Did you know that inexplicable pain or irrational fear could be a sign that you have lived before? And what if birthmarks and strange dreams were proof of past lives? Get ready to discover 7 signs that you have lived past lives. Do you believe in reincarnation? And that you have lived past lives? Write in the comments. Have you ever looked at a birthmark and wondered if there's something more behind it? Birthmarks are intriguing, often seen as simple genetic anomalies. But what if they were more than that? Imagine if these marks were traces of a past life, a sign left on your current body by something that happened before you were born. Take, for example, the case of an Indian boy named Shanti Devi. From a very young age, Shanti spoke about his previous life as a woman named Lugdi Devi, who lived in a distant city and died during childbirth. But what is most impressive is that Shanti had a birthmark on his abdomen, exactly where Lugdi Devi had been operated on. Coincidence? Maybe. But there are many other similar cases that leave this question in the air. Another famous case is that of a boy named Mahram, who clearly remembered a past life where he was killed by a shot in the chest. He was born with a birthmark exactly where the bullet hit him. Could this mark just be a genetic curiosity? Or is it proof that he has walked this world before with a different body? Stories like these are fascinating and make us think about the possibilities of reincarnation. Could birthmarks really be traces of our past lives? And if they are, what can this tell us about the nature of life and death? These marks, which we often ignore or accept as natural, may contain secrets of our previous existences. Imagine that each birthmark is a fragment of a past story, a riddle the universe left so we could remember, even subtly, who we once were. And you, have you ever stopped to observe your own birthmarks? Do they carry with them an untold story? What does this say about the lives we may have lived before? The idea that we may carry physical traces of our past lives is at least intriguing. While science seeks rational explanations, the spiritual perspective offers a rich and full narrative of mysteries. Each birthmark can be a small map, pointing to a past that has yet to be fully discovered. Have you ever felt a pain that seems to have no explanation? A pain that comes out of nowhere, and no matter how much you search, you can't find any apparent physical cause. These unexplained pains can be a real enigma. And if they weren't just a medical mystery but remnants of traumas from a past life? Think of a woman named Anna. Anna suffers from constant shoulder pain, a pain that no doctor has been able to correctly diagnose. There is no injury, inflammation, or any sign of physical problem. But the pain is there, persistent and real. Now imagine that this pain is actually a memory of a previous life, where Anna was wounded in the shoulder in a battle. Could it be possible that her body is keeping this painful memory even centuries later? There are many reports of people experiencing unexplained pains that seem to have no origin in the current body. Imagine that the soul, moving from one life to another, carries with it fragments of memories, and these memories manifest as pains in our current body. It's a fascinating idea that mixes spirituality with mystery. Of course, modern science still seeks to understand the complexity of pain and its origins. Often, unexplained pains are attributed to psychological or emotional factors. However, the spiritual perspective offers another layer of interpretation, suggesting that these pains may be clues to experiences lived before this life. This view can be both comforting and unsettling. Comforting, because it suggests that there is continuity, a larger story that our souls are living. Unsettling, because it implies that we may carry traumas from lives we don't even consciously remember. So how to deal with these pains? Some spiritual traditions suggest that recognizing and accepting the possibility of past lives may be the first step to healing. Regression therapies, where people are guided to recall past lives, have been used to try to resolve these unexplained pains. It is not scientifically proven, but some say it works. Have you ever had a fear so intense and irrational that it doesn't seem to make any sense? Like, for example, fear of water without ever having had an incident with drowning? or perhaps an inexplicable phobia of certain numbers or colours. These sensations can be disconcerting, especially when there is no obvious cause in our current life. But what if these fears and phobias were actually echoes of traumatic experiences from past lives? It is an intriguing idea that our soul, transitioning from one life to another, carries with it not only memories but also the intense emotions associated with those memories, such as fear and dread. Traditional psychology tries to explain phobias through traumatic experiences in the current life, learning, and even genetic predispositions. However, the spiritual perspective suggests an additional layer, where traumas from past lives also play a significant role. This does not mean that all fears and phobias originate from past lives. Often they are the result of experiences lived in childhood or even cultural conditioning. But when these fears seem to come out of nowhere, without any logical explanation, the idea of a connection with past lives offers a fascinating alternative explanation. And how can we deal with these fears and phobias? Some people resort to regression therapy to try to access and understand these past experiences. The idea is that by bringing these memories to consciousness, the person can begin to process and heal these traumas, releasing the associated fear. Still, regression therapy is controversial and not universally accepted by the scientific community. However, many report positive experiences and relief from their fears after these sessions. Perhaps the simple act of exploring the possibility of past lives and understanding that a fear may be a reflection of something much older and deeper already helps the person to deal better with it. What do you think? Could the irrational fears we feel really be echoes of past lives? Another sign is a burning passion for something that seems to have no connection with your current life. It could be a peculiar hobby, an irresistible attraction to a specific culture, or even an affinity for certain people without logical explanation. These inexplicable passions are fascinating and often dismissed as simple tastes or personal preferences. But what if these inclinations were traces of a past life? This is an idea that can lead us to consider the soul as a repository of experiences accumulated over several existences. Modern psychology and neuroscience have several theories to explain these phenomena. The idea of genetic memory, for example, suggests that certain traits and abilities can be inherited from our ancestors. However, the spiritual perspective offers a different narrative, where our inexplicable passions are seen as memories of experiences and skills developed in previous lives. This view can be particularly comforting. Imagine that your passions are not just arbitrary tastes, but rather parts of a continuous story of your soul. This can give a sense of purpose and continuity, a connection to something bigger and older than your current life. And how can we deal with these inexplicable passions? For some, simply following these passions is enough, allowing them to flourish and integrate into their lives. Others may seek to better understand these connections through spiritual practices or regression therapies, exploring possible past lives to find the root of these passions. Whatever the approach, the important thing is to recognize that these passions have a special meaning. They may be clues to who we were, helping us to better understand who we are now. Have you ever had that strange feeling that a specific moment, although new, seems strangely familiar? It's like you're reliving an experience, even though you know it's the first time this is happening. This phenomenon, known as déjà vu, is intriguing and leaves many people curious. But what if this sensation were not just a trick of the mind, but a fragment of a memory from a past life? Scientists have several theories to explain déjà vu. Some suggest it is a small lapse in the brain's memory processing, where information is recorded twice, giving the sensation of repetition. Other theories point to the existence of an unconscious memory that can be triggered by similar stimuli. However, the spiritual perspective offers a different view, suggesting that déjà vu may be a memory of a past life experience. Imagine that the soul, passing from one life to another, carries with it fragments of memories. These fragments can emerge at unexpected moments, creating the sensation of déjà vu. This idea suggests that our existence is a continuity, where our past experiences influence our present lives in subtle and mysterious ways. Moreover, déjà vu can be a sign that we are on the right path in our current journey. Some spiritualists believe that these sensations are indications that we are remembering and reactivating lessons and experiences from past lives, integrating them into our current existence for our growth and evolution. And if it's true, what if these sensations of familiarity in seemingly new moments are really memories from other lives? This leads us to consider the possibility that our soul has a rich and multifaceted history, composed of countless lives and experiences. When we experience déjà vu, we may be getting a glimpse of this broader history. It can be a reminder that our current life is just a chapter in a much larger narrative. This invites us to reflect on the connections and patterns that repeat in our lives, perhaps guiding us to better understand our purpose and the lessons we need to learn. Have you ever had a memory so vivid that it seemed real, but you knew you had never lived that experience in your current life? These moments can be unsettling, leaving us questioning the origin of these memories, and if these strange memories were fragments of past lives resurfacing in our current mind. These strange memories can be interpreted in several ways. Some psychologists suggest they are creations of the subconscious, perhaps influenced by dreams or stories heard in childhood. However, the spiritual perspective offers a different explanation. These memories may be fragments of experiences from past lives. The idea that memories from past lives can emerge in our current consciousness is fascinating and raises many questions about the nature of the soul and memory. If these memories are real, then each of us carries within us a treasure of experiences and stories that go beyond our current life. These strange memories can arise in various ways. Sometimes they appear as vivid dreams that seem more real than common dreams. Other times, they are triggered by places, objects, or even encounters with people who seem strangely familiar. These memories can be fragmented and confusing, but they carry with them a sense of reality that is hard to ignore. Modern science is still trying to understand the complexity of human memory. We know that the brain is capable of creating detailed and vivid memories, even of events that never occurred. However, the spiritual perspective suggests that these memories may be more than just mental constructions. They may be windows into our past lives, offering us a glimpse of the experiences and lessons we carry with us through the ages. For those who believe in reincarnation, these strange memories are seen as proof of the soul's continuity. They remind us that we are more than our current life, that our experiences and stories extend over many lives. These memories can offer us valuable insights into who we are and help us better understand our inclinations, fears, and passions. Dreams are mysterious windows into our unconscious, and sometimes they seem to carry deeper meanings. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, set in a different time or place, that it felt more like a memory than a creation of your mind? Or a nightmare so real, it felt like a traumatic memory? Dreams and nightmares may be more than simple manifestations of our unconscious. The spiritual perspective suggests they may be memories of past lives emerging during the dream state, when our mind is more open and receptive. It's as if, by sleeping, we open a door to other existences our soul has already experienced. Science is still unraveling the mysteries of dreams. Freud suggested that dreams are expressions of repressed desires, while Carl Jung saw them as symbols of the collective unconscious. However, the idea that dreams can be memories of past lives adds a layer of depth and mystery. It suggests that our dream experiences may have roots in events that transcend our current life. In addition to dreams, nightmares can be seen as reflections of past traumas that still need to be resolved. They force us to confront deep fears and can be an opportunity for healing. If we consider that these nightmares are fragments of past lives, they become even more significant. They may be a way for our soul to remind us of previous experiences and guide us to understanding and resolving these traumas. Whatever the origin, dreams and nightmares are important parts of our human experience. They connect us to a world of symbols, memories, and emotions that can transcend time and space. And if they are really messages from our past lives, then each dream and nightmare becomes a piece of a larger puzzle, helping us to better understand our spiritual journey. Have you ever met someone and felt an immediate connection, as if you had known that person for lifetimes? Or have you ever seen an old photograph and noticed a striking resemblance to someone you know today? These coincidences can be unsettling and make us question the nature of human connections. And if these coincidences were clues to reincarnation? Enzo Ferrari, the founder of the legendary Formula One team, died in 1988. In the same year, soccer player Mesut Ozil was born. The physical similarities between Ferrari and Ozil are impressive. Both have striking faces and penetrating eyes. Is this similarity just a coincidence? Or could it be an indication that Ferrari reincarnated as Ozil? Another example is the psychiatrist Hermann Rorschach, creator of the famous inkblot test, who died in 1922. Decades later, actor Brad Pitt was born. The physical resemblance between Rorschach and Pitt is remarkable, leading some to speculate whether Pitt could be the reincarnation of Rorschach. These physical coincidences are intriguing and make us wonder if there is more than chance at play. Reincarnation suggests that our soul goes through several lives, learning and evolving with each experience. The impressive coincidences between people of different eras can be seen as evidence of this continuous journey. These connections go beyond physical appearance. Sometimes they are expressed through talents, tastes, and even similar destinies. Think of those stories of children who, from a very young age, show extraordinary abilities that seem innate. A famous example is Akiane Kramaric, a prodigy artist who started painting masterpieces at the age of 4. Her paintings are so detailed and full of emotion that many believe she may be accessing skills from a past life. These coincidences can be more than mere curiosities. They can be clues that help us understand the nature of the soul and the continuity of life. If we consider that our lives are interconnected through several existences, then these physical similarities and innate abilities are part of a larger pattern. Moreover, these impressive coincidences can remind us that life is full of mysteries and possibilities. They encourage us to look beyond the surface and consider the depth of our connections with others. Maybe we meet someone and feel an immediate connection because our souls have met in past lives. The idea of reincarnation can also bring comfort. It suggests that death is not the end, but just a transition to a new existence. Our souls continue to learn and grow, and the impressive coincidences we encounter along the way are reminders of this continuous journey. And you? Have you ever met someone who seemed familiar in an inexplicable way, or noticed a striking resemblance between people from different times? Subscribe to our channel and enjoy watching the video playing on the screen.